Hello, I am Luos, and in this video for the ImpactFX pack, I want to talk a little bit about the optimizations that I did for this package. So I'm not going to go into full detail, but just to give you an idea on how optimally I'd like to work, at least as optimal as I can at the moment, let me go over some things that I did. First of all, any mesh doesn't have any cast shadows, doesn't have enable collision. I'm even going as far as actually setting the collision preset to no collision and make sure that there's no steps on it. So that's something that I did for every mesh to make sure that it has the least impact as possible. Then there are the textures. I tend to use grayscale textures only. Now they are a little bit more expensive when they are just grayscale alphas than RGB channel combined, but the result is a very crisp texture. Let's see if I can find a good example. I think the lightning might work. At the moment it's alpha, but when I go back to the regular default, there's a slightly more compression going on. I might be able to show you if I zoom in a little bit and then go back to alpha. As you can see, it's just slightly more crisp, and I find this quite valuable. It helps keeping the textures a little bit smaller. I mean, while this alpha channel uses as much memory as the RGB channel combined, you're able to use a smaller texture, and therefore you're somewhat saving a little bit more memory versus costing a little bit of memory, because your texture needs to be bigger to keep all that texture crispness. So that's it. I'm also setting all the texture groups to effect so that when LODs kick in, the textures will properly map for the effects and not anything else. So it's not affected by the world, it's just only affecting the texture groups. Obviously I'm setting the sRGB off because it's only a grayscale or combined RGB channels and not just actual textures. Yeah, I'm going that far. Sometimes I even turn off the map settings because it needs to do something in the math or whatever that cannot allow mapping, but that's something entirely different. Same with the materials. Most of them are, I'm just going to pick one. Most of them are masked. That helps with the shader instructions, and I'm going even as far as making sure that something like tangent space normals is disabled, because that loses a few instructions. I'm enabling fully rough. That's actually saves a number of instructions on one sampler. Anything else? I also, just in case you're using it for mobile, disabled use light map directionality, because that again saves a few instructions. So I'm trying to work as optimally as I can, and yeah, I think that's quite important. Alright, that's it for this video. Take care.